Welcome to my research book for my final major project for fashion design. The name of my graduate collection is Blue Horizon, and it takes inspiration from my dad's decision to refit a yacht and sail across the Atlantic, with a historical theme of sailors and the feeling of freedom and tranquility of being alone at sea. I wanted to combine it with streetwear and the oversized look, as well as taking inspiration from the colours, shapes, and equipment found on the boat. I started to come up with some initial ideas of oversized clothing and make a decision on what type of materials I could use. I initially thought of creating a print or design which has been inspired by my dad's yacht, though the blue was a very common theme throughout the ideas, and if I found a print I liked, it could then move into a potential fabric. I had a look at the trends to see what was popular for the season and year I was looking into. I found that some garments will be oversized, include dark colours, and have some industrial fastenings. I also looked into the trend of protective armour, as this could relate back to the nautical theme of shielding the body while at sea. On this page, I looked on Vogue Runway to see what designs and collections I could relate to and take inspiration when I start coming up with some initial ideas. I found a couple collections which I thought were similar to my style, such as Louis Vuitton, Moschino, and DKNY. I knew that I wanted the fabric to be similar to what traditional sailors and fishermen wore, which is where the idea for oilskin to be used came from. When working on the boat, I saw a lot of rope being used, which is why I wanted to incorporate it somehow in the designs, such as crochet or macrame, or knotting the rope into a particular shape. But I found the kind of rope I had to be too flimsy and decided I should order rope which has been designed for yachting, as it is much sturdier and can hold its shape. I had the idea of using it as a cuff or a collar, but decided I could actually make a whole garment out of the rope. Here I did some research on different types of fabrics and colour options for the designs. The fabric had to be durable and strong to ensure it fitted with the nautical theme. For the colourways, I decided on black, dark grey, a khaki brown, and a blue. I knew that I wanted to incorporate some kind of pocket, so after doing some research I found the cargo pocket would best suit my project, but I wanted to make them slightly different by deconstructing them and have it hang off the garment using lobster clasps, as well as making it a very exaggerated pocket. I was unsure on how I wanted the necklines and sleeves to look, so I did some research to see what I liked and found the oversized sleeve would suit the style I was going for, and the neckline would be very high for a similar look to past sailor clothing. I wanted to take inspiration from what I saw on the boat and see if I could incorporate them in my designs. For example, at the time my dad was using a lot of resin, so I had the idea to try and produce a water effect on the garments. I also wanted to recreate a cracked texture which was found on the hull of the yacht. I tried to create this using flour and water and paint the mixture onto the fabric, but this didn't work how I wanted it to, so I didn't end up using this technique. I also looked into using upcycled sail fabric, as it is hard wearing and would suit the theme of the collection, as well as looking at waterproof fabrics. I looked into what traditional sailors wore and wanted to include aspects of this into my designs. For example, toggles, asymmetrical button stands, exaggerated collars and hoods, gloves which could be turned into cuff ideas, dungaree wader-like trousers, apron plackets which could include eyelets and lacing. I then began to work on the stand to create some shapes and silhouettes I was happy with by testing the lengths, sleeves, layers and materials. Once I was happy with the overall shape, I began to play around with the base shape and started to create the details on top until I was happy with the final product. I knew that I wanted to include industrial fastenings to keep the nautical theme going. I came up with the idea of using buckles, eyelets, buttons, or a lacing eye. I tested out a range of them until I found the fastening I believed to be the best. I wanted my designs to include quilting somewhere, so I tested out a range of options of quilting, such as thin lines or square quilting, and taking inspiration from Craig Green's past collections. After doing research for my dissertation into Ludovic de Saint-Cernin, I will create a genderless collection, as I believe clothing to be for anyone. I also did research into other celebrities who have challenged this norm, such as Marc Jacobs at the Met Gala in 2012, and David Beckham wearing a sarong during the Football World Cup in 1998. My target market for this collection is aged between 18 and 25, and for any gender who would like to wear this style of clothing. It will also be oversized and baggy, and mainly involve the use of dark colours with a street style theme. I tested out a range of samples to ensure I had the right rope for the crochet or macrame, and checked the oilskin would work for the button stand with buttonholes, as well as checking the thickness of the wadding and the direction of stitching. I sampled a range of hoods to ensure I had the right size and fit, as well as doing research into past hood designs from other collections. I decided that I wanted to include a two-piece hood with a drawstring on one of them. For my first toile, it includes a stand collar, elasticated waist, a large pocket attached with lobster clasps, netting on the sleeves, as well as a gilet made out of macrame rope. For my second toile, it includes eyelets and lacing using rope on the jacket placket, quilting on the body of the dungarees, a two-piece hood, sleeves inspired by gloves worn by sailors, and buckles on the straps. After making both my toiles and testing them on my models, there were a couple of changes I needed to make to ensure they fit perfectly on them, and that they were the right size. On this final page, there is a sample of the chosen rope which has been knotted using the macrame method. I also debated on using wire in the netting, as this would allow it to hold the shape. There is also the layout of the macrame pieces and the length of the ropes needed. If you would like to see how my portfolio and garments turned out, there is a link in the description. Thank you.